I'm Mary O'Byrne. I'm a partner with Frank & Share. I've been with the law firm for, golly, almost 17 years now. And my practice focuses in special needs planning for individuals who are disabled and their family members. Doing a lot of work around public benefits eligibility and special needs trusts. My involvement with First Maryland really got rolling in 2008. This was after the nonprofit had achieved its formal 501c3 status with the IRS. There was a lot of celebration around that successful award by the IRS that First Maryland Disability Trust was recognized that way. And so we enrolled our first beneficiary in March of 2009, and that was a red letter day for all of us, that we were off and running. One of the great things about being part of First Maryland is the opportunity to tell our story and to spread the word about what a useful program that we offer and how we really help people. For individuals who are on public benefits, it can be enormously stressful to be at risk of losing those benefits because of income that they may have received or resources that are over scale. Folks, many people who are disabled, who are on public benefits, live pretty close to the edge of poverty. And they rely on the income that they receive and the structure of benefits that may provide housing for them, may provide health care, may provide, particularly for those with mental illness, continuing access to a pharmacy benefit. And so the threat of losing your benefits is really anxiety inducing. And so it's so helpful for us to be able to offer a way to solve these kinds of problems, to be able to offer people a way that's fairly quick to get in place, we think very cost effective, to provide a way to hold these additional funds in a way that is both secure for them, but enables these funds to be used for the things that will help them enjoy their life and help to provide the security for their ongoing eligibility for benefits. Personal injury attorneys in particular see First Maryland as the problem solver, that First Maryland can help their clients enjoy the benefit of the award that those attorneys have worked so hard to get, and still maintain the security of their public benefits. In the 8 years that we've been enrolling beneficiaries, it's grown to over 500 enrollees and over $16 million under management. That's a pretty steep curve. That tells us that we're really needed, that we're really solving problems, and that we'll continue to grow. This trust was really the brainchild of Jason Frank and Ron Landsman and a group of very dedicated elder law attorneys. And for many years, they tried to get this type of trust going through working with financial partners. And the general reaction was, great idea, get back to us when you're up and running. And so ultimately, they decided that we were going to have to do this ourselves. And the credit really goes to them for making this happen. And to the early team of people who really got the trust business up and running, including Denise Fike and Ann McCall, who were our original employees, and without whom the success that we've seen today just couldn't have happened.
My name is Ron Landsman, and I'm the co-founder with Jason Frank of the First Maryland Disability Trust, and I have the honor to have been its second president after Jason. So I've had quite a few clients come through the trust over the years. Most recently, and all the stories have some real bite to them. Most recently, a client, the husband had been a tremendously successful a scientist, had done work on dinosaurs and dinosaur discoveries, and had helped set up the dinosaur wing at the Science Center in Baltimore, and had early onset Alzheimer. So his wife had to both manage his situation and get him qualified for Medicaid once he needed nursing home care. And she herself, a sophisticated, charming person who had already enough on her plate and didn't need the time or struggle to manage money as well. And so for the funds that she wanted to set aside for her husband, the trust was the perfect vehicle, and worked with Denise to set up an account. And while it's not quite resolved yet, it looks like it will work out the way what many of our cases do, which the trust providing the sort of the backup center, so to speak, for managing things for a family. The future is interesting to think about, because to some extent it's more of the same, which is to say the fundamental thing that the trust does is needed, and is vastly needed. And so partly the main task is to make sure that we're known to all the other publics in Maryland that can use what the trust has to offer. We've had some talks about the way the trust can expand its services. We have the model of there are trusts that have been larger than ours, have been around longer. Sometimes they provide independent services, social work services. They can handle more money handling services, not so much ABLE accounts, although I think that's been talked about as serving as representative payee with Social Security, having other individual trusts as part of the funds that they manage. It's partly going to be a matter of studying what it is that our clients need beyond the basic trust services, and trying to figure out where there's a gap that we can fill in that no one else is doing. I do know that what we have is a huge unmet need for, how will I put it, sort of working class, lower middle class, not just financial support, but social support. One of the things that I just had a client the other day, pretty conservative background, not the type of person who would use Medicaid. And I said, well, the dirty little secret of the American healthcare system is that many people can only get the only benefits they can get if they have a long-term disability, certainly if it's a childhood onset, is by impoverishing themselves and using Medicaid. And the fact is that First Maryland is exactly the vehicle that people need to meet the requirements for that system, and yet to have a life that's pretty decent with a little travel, a little entertainment, with all those other things that people ought to be able to do and have a decent life. So there's a lot of growth to have, and I'll be around for a while. I hope to see it happen. I actually think we're one thing that we see constantly are the unmet needs of what people come to us with funds, and we learn one way or the other about what's not getting done for them. At this point, it's an education process, but we know that we see things that are certainly beyond our capacity, but we see housing requirements that aren't being met, managing houses, managing condos or apartments. Frankly, there are probably living arrangements that are the biggest single inadequately met need for this group, along with support services and entertainment and sort of living life well services. And so those are the kinds of things that it will take a larger organization to manage at some point, but plainly it's the kind of thing that First Maryland will learn about and will, along I think with our colleagues around the country, be ready to expand into as the needs develop and as the capacity develops to handle bigger projects and more complicated tasks. Certainly that's the history of the trust, is beginning, like any good organization, beginning small, beginning one by one, trying to figure out what to do, and as you do it more and get better at it and do it more efficiently, you can then take on bigger projects. And exactly where it's going to go, I would be foolish to predict, other than to say there are a lot of needs of the type that First Maryland, we think, can probably meet.